I have been asked about this unit, I don't know how many times. So this is from Anker SOLIX, S-O-L-I-X, and this is the Anker 767 portable power station, as it says right here. I'm not even sure how you turn it on. I'm gonna find out here in a second. But I've literally had probably hundreds of people ask me about this unit and my thoughts on it. So I'm gonna be going over that in this video. I've actually been using Anker for years for portable power bricks for charging my phone and stuff like that. It says that it's got a 2048 watt-hour battery, a 2400 watt inverter. Here's kind of a display of what the battery cells look like inside. They are lithium iron phosphate. Solar panels in 2.5 hours, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. That's always the biggest thing I like to look at. 5-year hassle-free warranty. 5-year warranty is actually really good. Definitely a very compact unit. We're gonna go over this Anker SOLIX 767 in this video to go over all the specs, how it works, one of the best ways you can use it, its applications. This is definitely not gonna be something you're gonna run your whole house on, but could it be something for a van life or RV or just backup power setup? That's what we're gonna find out in this video. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna say this up front, if you want the best power stations, go to poweredportablesolar.com. That's direct access to me. I can help you find out the system that's best for you, including if that's this unit right here. I'm gonna help you get whatever's gonna work best for your situation. And the first thing I need to do is find out how to turn on the display. It says display here. If I press and hold this, it doesn't turn on. It does have a power saving mode. Basically, if it doesn't detect any energy usage for 15 minutes, it'll automatically shut down the system. Uninterruptible power supply. Oh cool, it does have an expandable battery. We've got the app here, solar cable, how to connect to an RV, brightness settings on the flashlight on the front, LCD screen. AC input is up to 1,440 watts for max charge speed. AC input bypass mode is the same. In my opinion, this is the most important part. Solar panel input, 11 to 32 volts and equal to or less than 10 amps. Okay, I'm confused. We don't have multiple solar input ports. So here is a solar adapter. This is a 5-to-1 branch connector designed to work with solar panels using this XT60 plug. But it's still not as common as MC4. So generally you're gonna have to get an XT60 to MC4 adapter. Got the wall charging cable. This is really nice. There's no big adapter brick. And then we've got our car charger, which is XT60 to a male cigarette lighter port. Either way, I'm a little confused with the solar input. It says you can do an input of 11 to 32 volts and up to 10 amps, which it says right here. That's option 1. Option 2 is 32 volts to 60 volts and equal to or less than 20 amps up to 1,000 watts max. But I'm trying to figure out how I would do this because I've got 100 watt, 200 watt, and 400 watt solar panels that I use here for all of my testing. The 100 watt panels, their VOC is about 21 volts. And then I don't want to exceed 20 amps input. So if each group of 2 panels is making 5 amps, and I put 4 of those groups into here, that would give me basically 40 volts and then 20 amps because I'd have 4 groups of that, but that's 800 watts. The 12 volt, 200 watt panel is also going to be making about 21 volts VOC, which means I can only connect 2 of those together, but then it's about double the amperage, which would be 10 amps. So I'm at the same issue. I could have 2 200 watt panels in one group and then 2 200 watt panels in another group. That joined together would be 40 volts and 20 amps, which is still 800 watts. Then if I go to my 400 watt panels, their VOC is 37 volts and their amperage is like 11 or 12 amps. So that would mean I could put one 400 watt panel here and then another 400 watt panel into here. I'd be exceeding the amperage, which is okay. You're not gonna break anything, but you're still not gonna get more than 20 amps. So that still leaves me at 800 watts. It may be rated to 1,000 watts input, but I don't know how you could get more than 800. But either way, 800 is basically what you're gonna be able to get in here according to the charge parameter. That's one of the number 1 things you need to look at when looking at a power station is what is the charge parameter, not the wattage. Because wattage is a result. Watts is the result of volts times amps. You can use it down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And the charging temperature needs to be above freezing from 32 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So this isn't something that I keep outside during the winter or during the summer. Now, if you're doing a project outside, I can have a power station like this to run my chop saw or my skill saw or whatever it is, whatever corded tool, or maybe I'm charging up a bunch of tools. I can use these even in the hot sun and still be working just fine. What they're saying is the inside temperature shouldn't be less than 32 for charging and shouldn't be less than -4 for usage. So even if it's in a cold garage below 32 degrees, as long as you're not charging it, you could be running stuff off of it like a refrigerator, and then using it should help warm it up. And if it's above 32 degrees internally, then you can charge it. Oh wow, it says here that it must be grounded. Interesting. I don't see anywhere where you could attach a grounding cable to this. It does have this cool handle here, so it's very easy to wheel it around. I still don't know how to turn it on. It actually didn't say in here, unless I missed it. Oh, so with the solar panels, it says you want to use their Anker 531 solar panel. It's a 200 watt panel. I don't have that one here. I don't know the charge parameters on that. I could be blind and maybe accidentally not seeing it here. Well, I feel like a dummy because I have no idea how to turn this on. Anker SOLIX, press 3.
Thank you for calling Anker Innovations. We are currently in a company meeting. Please email us at support.
Well, that sucks. Okay, I got it to turn on the screen. So I plugged in the wall charger. It says it's at 84% and that it's charging. Someone comment down below at how simple this is to turn on, because there's gotta be a super simple way to turn this on. So now I'm gonna try to turn on AC outlets. That turns on, no problem. Car socket, power saving mode. Got a green light when that's on. We'll turn on the Bluetooth here in a second. I wanna try the UPS function. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a heavy load on this with a portable air conditioner, and then I'm going to unplug the wall charger to make sure that it keeps running the air conditioner. Oh, I would like for this display to stay on. So if we call this 1400 watts input and 900 watts output, basically of the 1400, 900 is going to the air conditioner and 500 is going into the battery. So for it having basically a 2000 watt hour battery, it would take 4 hours at that speed in order to charge the battery up from 0 to full while running the air conditioner. Okay, I've got to sign up for an account. I'm going to add a device. Now the Bluetooth, or we're calling it IoT, is flashing. Device has been reset. Bring your phone closer. And there we go. That was really fast. Okay. Okay, so the USBs are always live because there's no power button here, but the carport we have to turn on, and that light's now on. Turn off. Now that light's off. Light SOS mode. Oh, cool. You can do that from your phone. Turn that off. Screen brightness. I like mine all the way bright. Screen timeout. Oh, 30 minutes. Okay, I guess you must have a screen timeout. So very simple, very straightforward. So right here you can see 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, very good. I like that. All right, so the app works really well. We are definitely running a heavy load, 1,133 watts without any problem. So what we need to see is, can we max out the 2400 watt output from this, especially while inputting? That would be cool. So I'm gonna run an air conditioner and a heat gun at the same time. Kind of an oxymoron there. 1,930. Oh, it just clicked. What? I was not expecting that. It says overload right here. We didn't exceed 2,000 watts. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one on. Let's just get this one on the highest setting. It exceeded the 2,400 there for at least a second. 1,600, we're making an 800 watt swing. That's not right. 2,900 watts. Well, we greatly exceeded 2,400 watts for a second. 3,000 watts, 2996. So this must have, oh, this just started going slower. It's powering down much more, but we're still on the highest and high setting here. So it's actually reducing the output, which I wonder if that means it's adjusting the voltage. 119 volts, 119.2 volts. Let's see what happens as I increase this. We're at a steady 1466. Okay, so this is running at 27 to 2,900 watts. I'm on the highest setting, 7 and 3, and then the highest setting and the highest setting, sustaining it at 2965, 101, 99, 97, 96.8, 96.2. That's what's going on. Now, the reality is you're probably never gonna run into this issue. Well, that's good to know that it can do that. It definitely handled way more than 2,400 watts, which is impressive by being able to lower the voltage output. What? I just connected the air conditioner. It ran it perfectly fine before, and it just overloaded it. Turn on. Okay, it turned on just, no, it didn't turn on just fine. Turn on. I need to press and hold. Okay, I pressed and held it, and now it stayed turned on. I don't know why it had that issue. This should be able to surge on an air compressor, no problem. This is a 7,500 BTU portable air conditioner. It dehumidifies itself, which means I don't have to collect the water and dump it with the condenser or compressor, whatever it is going on inside. It doesn't say what the surge is. It just says 2400 watts max. I did realize though that I forgot to test the UPS function because I unplugged this. So let's plug the UPS power back in. We've got the air conditioner running, we got the input coming in, we have a charge. So we're gonna see, once I unplug this, if the air conditioner keeps running. And it didn't. It shut off and said overload. Okay, so maybe at least for air conditioners, that's a no-go. So we got that running. Consistently have 1250 coming in and 745 going out. I'm gonna unplug the AC input from the back, and it should continue to run the heat gun. No problem at all. So for air conditioner UPS, not so sure. For fridge air conditioner, fridge uses much less energy than this. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Now, for testing the solar, they pretty much want you to use their, I think they're the 531 200 watt solar panels. I don't personally do that. I personally like getting different traditional solar panels. I'm not looking for an ultra folding portable setup. You may be. Actually, I just realized I really can't test the solar input unless I find my own adapter. You can't use this because this is all XT60. This is just for their solar panels to work. And this is just a parallel adapter. This is a 5-to-1 branch connector is all it is. And so we've got the XT60R, XT60P. It'll plug in like that if this were the solar panel. I like using more traditional stuff because it allows me to set my panels wherever I want them because it's all MC4, and MC4 is the most common type of connection. The fact that there isn't an MC4 adapter with this is a little frustrating. They're basically just saying they want you to use their Anker SOLIX solar panels, which is fine. That's their prerogative, but it's just not my style. So if you want to do that on your own with your own panels, you're going to need to provide your own XT60 to MC4 adapter. They're like 20 bucks on Amazon. The 2048 watt hour battery is great in my opinion because it's lithium iron phosphate, which means you're going to get 3,500 to 6,000 cycles before you reach 80%. That means you can use it every single day for 10 to 20 years, and after that amount of time, it's going to be at 80% efficiency. So the battery itself should have no issue at all. The battery technology isn't really the issue these days, and so it's really about the solar input. They definitely want you to use their solar panels. The inverter I'm having a hard time understanding. I can't find in any of the literature the peak value for what the inverter is able to peak up to. It just says 2400 watts max. That shouldn't mean 2400 watts max is the peak. We ran almost 3000 watts off of it, so that's impressive in and of its own, but I don't know why it's not allowing that air conditioner to run continuously because it's not a huge air conditioner. Just for reference, this is the Hisense 7500 BTU portable air conditioner. It's on wheels and it just exhausts out of a window, but it's not a window unit. I like the portability of it. It's definitely very nice with this telescoping handle right here. And I'm glad that I can monitor it, but that's so far Bluetooth only. I have not seen the option to connect to Wi-Fi. So this has been the overview of the 767 PowerHouse from Anker SOLIX. If you do like it, I want you to comment down below what you do like. If there are things you would change or that you would prefer different, please comment down below as well. It does have the option to have the expansion batteries on it, but I don't have an expansion battery. If you want help finding systems that will work for you, it could be this unit. Just shoot me an email to info@poweredportablesolar.com or just visit poweredportablesolar.com as well. For a van life setup, I think it could be good. For 800 watts of solar panels connected to this, which is in reality what you can get connected, that's going to be plenty for a van life setup. It would be a little low on an RV setup unless you were running extra efficiently. Had your fridge on propane, you were not using the air conditioner, then it would be great for that. For house backup, a 2000 watt hour battery is basically going to run a single refrigerator for about 20 to 24 hours. It really depends on how much energy your fridge is using. So if you had a fridge and a freezer that you wanted to run on it, you should be able to run it through most of a night. That's going to be about 10 to 15 hours. Again, depending how full the freezer and fridge is, how cool or how hot the ambient temperature is, where you live as far as all that heat trying to get into it. There's a lot of things that factor into that, but it could be a good system for short-term emergency backup power. The real question would be getting this fully recharged in a single day while still running that equipment. If you had 800 watts of solar panels connected, the average of solar panels do 80% of what their rating is actually into the unit. That brings it down to about 640 watts actually going into the system. So if I'm using 200 watts to run a fridge and a freezer, If it's about 200 watt hours an hour using those two items, about 640 watts coming in, you would barely be able to get this charged up in a single day with those solar panels connected while running a fridge and freezer. So it does work for emergency preparedness in that sense. If you have more than that to run, then I don't think it's going to be powerful enough without an expansion battery, but then you would need also more solar input to accompany that expansion battery. So if you found this helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and be prepared because we have some crazy times coming ahead of us. So now is the time to be ready for all of it. Thanks guys, see you on the next video.